It's not your Discord display, I'm sorry. Streamer mode wasn't enabled. Okay, my bad. Oh, so hi, I'm here. I'm setting up stream. I forgot I disabled streamer mode before my stream, which just simply looking at the names would imply that it's a bad idea, but I, unfortunately, am diagnosed with a severe case of OPID. Hi, Isabel. Hi, Mika. Hi, Ryan. Hey, Keith. Hey, Fur. Thank you for the membership, dude. No Obscur marathon this week? Oh, don't tempt. I am genuinely debating in my head after yapping stream, just jumping straight into more Clair Obscur. Dude, I need to fit. Okay, hang on, wait, let me set up stuff before I get into this. Hey, Bunny Wabbit. Okay, let's see. Tweet. Normally I'd be muted for this, but I felt bad about the Discord audio. So how much sleep did I get? I slept for so long. Genuinely, I don't know if it was because I streamed for so long that I was like, typical stream. I was so drained from playing video games for 10 hours straight. But genuinely, I slept for like 13 hours, and I was still late getting to. This stream's an hour later than normal because I woke up late. I went to bed and I was like, I don't have to get up for like 12 hours to start working on news, right? I'll be fine. There's no shot I sleep too long. Like 12 hours? I've never slept that long in my life. And then I fucking slept for like 14. I was like, Jesus Christ. Oh, I may have a problem. But yeah, so I slept in. So the stream's a bit later. But no, I slept well. I'm not gonna lie. I've only really been able to, you know what? I might as well bring myself up on stream. Oh, wait, I forgot I looked. Okay, sorry. Rabbit jump scare, sorry. I think Nair preemptively put me into this model. I so apologize for any trauma I'm causing. Also, YouTube chat, you're dead on screen. No, wait. Wait, come back. Come back. No. Not like this. My Shayla. What am I wearing? The skin of a dead rabbit currently. It's height of fashion right now. I'd highly recommend you try it if you can find one. Which it shouldn't be hard. There's a lot of dead rabbits around here. Uncle Luffy collab with Phenomenal. I mean, hey, if you were here yesterday, she was on stream while I played Clair. Her, Bree, and me all hopped into call together. I was so sleep deprived, and having the two of them in my ear, I genuinely was like ready to throw hands. It was trying to fight in that fuck ass arena with two rabbit bunny girls just yammering in your ear. I can't wait for Bree to get to VXO so I can just throw her out a window. Okay, let's do this and stream setup. Wahoo! Exciting things happening at the Penumbra residence. So the worst thing is that my entire YouTube feed is now Clair Obscur, which is good, but also bad, because I'm terrified I'm going to get spoiled by some dipshit YouTube thumbnail. Have you guys ever been spoiled by a YouTube thumbnail? Also, hi, Dragon. Hey, Burn. What if she streams with your model? What if she streams at all? Let's start small and work our way up, how don't we? But yeah, I don't know. I've been spoiled by YouTube thumbnails before, and I've genuinely been so frustrated by it. People who like make videos about something, and they just put like plot relevant details in the thumbnail for clickbait, and it's like, dude, I've not played the game yet. So Bungalow, what do you think of VShojo imploding? Well, as you know, as an unbiased third party, I think that shit's funny, haha, and you can take that as the official opinion of this rabbit. Don't tell her I said that. Pretty please. Pretty please. Dude, I have so many theories about Clair Obscur. We'll talk about VShojo first, even though I don't really do news anymore. I feel like it's the elephant in the room. I didn't really talk about it while I was playing Clair because I was autistically hyperfixated on Clair Obscur. Shut up, me. But we can talk about that first, and then I can get into... I have theories. But game theories. Thanks for watching. Okay. That post done. Oh wait, I should have done the... I'm so bad at streaming. I'm genuinely the worst. I might be the worst streamer to ever do it. I'm not even joking. I don't know if there's anyone as incompetent as me. So many videos about the worst scandal in VTuber history. If it's Lineage, now there's VShojo. I'm really amused that it took till now for Brie to realize they gave her hush money. Did she not know that's what she got the... That's really funny. I did see Cotton was on holiday. Dude, Cotton dipped out and must have came back like that one scene from Community with the fucking guy waving the flaming towel around. Let me also do... Shut up, TikTok. No, TikTok, I don't care. And I want to do a TikTok post when I go live, which is weird. I don't know how many people actually see those, but like... You know, why not? For the funny, for the boys. Do that. Also, fun news that you probably don't care about. Share videos with Facebook fans. Absolutely fucking not. Fuck off. I'm a part of the TikTok creator program now, which means I can actually monetize my videos there. Thumbs up, W. Anyway, that's that done. That's this done. I think we're ready. Hi. Yeah, I don't use Facebook. I haven't used Facebook since I was like 9 years old. I also don't want my like 63-year-old aunties in Scotland to see my videos about VTubing. I think I'm okay. Oh, thank you for showing up, Stream Elements. Oh, did Pingcord put a ping out that the video went out today, or did they do the thing where they fucking ping it like a week later? Oh, it actually went out on time. Good job, Pingcord. Penumbral on the Penumbral channel. I know. Please avert your eyes. If you have any small children with you, don't don't expose them. Is my sister's okay? They still don't really know what's going on. They think currently it might have been like a kidney stone or something that passed that caused like the pain, because they can't really track it. You know, they can't really do anything about it. They don't know what caused it. She's still fine now, so we don't know, but thankfully nothing serious that we think. Stream just got worse. Where's Lopi? I don't know, man. That's Twitch chat. It's up to them. They're the ones in the control seat of the fucking... Ugh. Ugh. They also made me stretch. How'd you get Stream Elements to work on YouTube? Stream Elements works with both YouTube and Twitch. You can do both at the same time. Stream Elements is pretty good. She's probably on the floor. Oh yeah, probably. Sorry, popping my neck. Oh. No, wait. Yeah. Well, you asked for it. This is kind of on you. I'm gonna be honest. This one I'm not apologizing for. This is kind of your fault. You did ask for this. Anyway, VShojo. Dog. Oh, hey, Kunai. Dude, genuinely, VShojo moved so quick. I didn't have time to really like see or form an opinion until like it all exploded. I've never seen an agency go from... Okay, if you were paying attention to VShojo, you probably picked up that something was wrong, right? Zen left. Matara left under weird circumstances, and then they had like 3 staff members leave in close proximity, including Mountain Dew, which is one of the co-founders. So if you were looking at them, it's not entirely surprising that VShojo flopped, but it genuinely was. It was like a period of 19 hours. I remember it because I remember being in call with someone and being like, yo, this tweet was made 19 hours ago, right? Yeah, Giga also left. I remember Giga being like, nothing will change, you know? It's just when you go to a convention, my booth will be across from the VShojo booth. And now it's like, no, your booth will be the only one there because VShojo won't have one. Also, yeah, if agencies in the future could plan their explosions for like Saturday, Friday, so that I don't have, it's not on a Monday immediately after, that'd be nice. Yeah, I saw Fruit was trying to return to streaming and then her agency died, which is kind of rough, buddy. But yeah, people have been leaving for a while. It's not entirely surprising that this happened if you were locked in paying attention. It sucks. It's unfortunate, but the fact that like Kuro, I think, talked about how he had his shit in the works for like weeks, right? Like this wasn't them seeing the Iron Mouse video and immediately being like, oh shit, I gotta get out. I think like a lot of them probably had it in the a lot of people probably had it in motion to leave. They probably knew about shit going down. But the fact that so many of them were completely in the dark about the shit that was going on with the company's finances is kind of crazy to me. Also, Gunrun tried to pretend that he didn't know that the charity money they got was for charity, which is absurd, right? Like, VShojo, he put out a statement talking about how VShojo started with an investment of like $11 million, right? $500,000 is not an insignificant amount in that pool. There's no fucking shot that you just see 500k come into your company and you're like, oh, that must just be from like, I don't know, maybe we sold a unicorn somewhere in the Middle East, right? Like, you know where that comes from. You know that Mouse is doing a subathon, charity raise, or whatever, right? And to kind of feign ignorance is like, oh, it was later made aware to me that this is either you are so incompetent that you should never have been in charge, or you're lying. It would have been part of Mouse's Twitch revenue. Yeah, but like, you would notice that her Twitch revenue went up from like whatever it was to $500,000, probably more, right? It's you know, everyone's sleeping their IPs. That is a solid, although that was in the contract, you know. But yeah, no, bro, this shit's getting sold by it's getting picked up by like major news organizations. I mean, I saw, did you guys see the Connor thing, the thing that happened to Connor with that news channel? That shit was crazy. That's absurd. So if you aren't aware, also, hi Lola, Connor made a tweet being like, he basically put a tweet out being like, yo, it's so cool that this situation could be turned around into like a happy thing. Shout out to everyone who donated. Talking about, so Iron Mouse has an IDF fund for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I keep calling it Immunodeficiency. Immune Deficiency Foundation, raising money. And after this all happened, people started donating en masse to try and get it up to the 500k that it was meant to be, right? And it's already hit 1.3 million, which is absurd. A bit kind of crazy. This community can be kind of cool sometimes, right? So Connor made a tweet about it, right? Being like, yo, it's so cool that we can turn this like negative thing that hurts and was horrible into a positive by raising money for the cause that got scammed by VShojo, right? It's been 5 days. She hit 1 million while I was streaming Dredge, I think. So like a few days ago. So I think she hit like 1 million in 3 days. It was absurd, right? And so Connor made that tweet. Okay, Cinder donated. I don't know if that was actually Cinder. I can't imagine it being anyone else to donate that much, but also like, if it is her, that's weird. I had a nightmare that Cinder came back to streaming, which I think is really funny. The fact that my subconscious is like, oh. It wasn't a nightmare. It was more of like a dream where it happened. I literally, in the nightmare or in the dream, it was Cinder came back mid VShojo implosion to try and like hide the fact that she came back, because people would be so preoccupied with the VShojo thing that it would fly under the radar, which low-key might have not been her worst idea. I think I dreamt that, like, that was like 2 nights ago. I had that dream and I woke up, I was like, did Cinder come back? I checked her channel and it hadn't. But yeah, so it was ultimately a good thing. Connor tweeted about it. If you don't know, Connor, CWVA and Iron Mouse, close friends. He tweeted out being like, yo, this is so good. A news company, a news show in America called The Hill, which might be right-wing leaning, I don't know. A completely different tangent. I don't know if you saw that Jubilee video with a guy claiming to be like a fascist. We're not going to get into it. It's like fucking right-wing Nazi bullshit. But that happened and his name was Connor and there was a whole uproar about that. It's been on TikTok and every fucking short feed everywhere, right? Either way, they took his tweet being like, yo, so glad that we could turn the situation around by, you know, raising money for a good cause. They took his tweet as him supporting raising money for the other Connor that claimed to be a fascist. And so they run that live on their show, being like, I think they've removed it now, being like, this other YouTuber also named Connor shouted out his support for the cause. Completely a different situation, completely unrelated. I don't know how they fucked up to that caliber. It's quite impressive. But yeah, so that's probably an easy, I don't know if you slander? Probably slander. Hey Mama Cookie Box. So yeah, it's there was that. How do they manage that? I don't know. They don't have a single journalist working at their company, I guess. Hey, yeah, there you go. So Connor got blamed for a tweet that wasn't his and made a video crashing out about it, which was funny. But yeah, ultimately, Iron Miss is doing well. I think she just released her like opera song video, which is cool. The girls are now indie, which is going to be weird, categorizing the VShojo girls, hey Puddles, into indie now, because I have, when I write my notes, I have little sections, and I have a VShojo section, I have a Hololive, I have a Niji, I have indie, and then I have like, I call it like Western agencies, like Brave, FaZe, V4, which is under Brave, like VLure, all them, right? It's gonna be weird moving. I might honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I might just keep all the VShojo girls in VShojo, even though they're not there, just to keep them categorized. The indie channel on Falsy's Discord is flooded, dude. Falsy's Discord also does like a similar categorization thing of like splitting it up, and as agencies fall, more and more just keep funneling into the indie category, and it's really funny. Dinner time. All right, catch you later, Rivets. Enjoy your dinner. Might say an Iron Miss Neuro Summer Clubs. I mean, the good thing about VShojo is it doesn't feel like any of the girls were ever limited in what they were able to collab or do with, but... Well, it's not girls and Kuro, it's the girls and their dog, right? That's what Giga called it, and I like that description. It's... I did say I think agency VTubing is in a bubble that's going to pop. I think the majority of VTubing is moving to two very isolated demographics of like strictly agency and strictly indie. And so I think agencies that sort of straddle that line are going to just slowly fall out of business. Like you're going to be probably kept with... Kuro's the first, last, and only male in VShojo history. It means you can call Kuro both the best male VTuber in VShojo and the worst male VTuber in VShojo. But I think we are going to eventually see like... I don't know if how Niji's doing. I don't know if Niji's going to keep going. Niji's kind of limping along. I know Niji's really popular in Japan, so I think they'll stick there. But in the EN sphere, shit's kind of weird. But I think like Hololive will be fine because Hololive kind of exists in its own little bubble. The really hardcore agencies will probably be okay. And the ones that like cater really into like the GFE and the sort of like idol experience stuff will probably continue farming that audience, but I think the things in the middle are probably going to start crumbling a little bit. Just because I think people are like realizing that agencies, for the most part, don't offer things that you couldn't get alone. Like as an indie, like an agency has to offer substantial benefits really to be worth the bullshit that you go through. The only agency I've seen that I have, once again, I haven't heard anything from is FaZe, but I think FaZe is also more in that typical like indie audience, not indie audience, agency audience, you know? Oh no, actually, no, VLR's popping off. VLR's doing well, but VLR, from what I know as well, VLR targeted a niche. They targeted a part of the market that wasn't really being targeted before, and it worked, and that is like content creation in a fucking nutshell. If you ever need any hints about fucking... Why are Naruto AMVs playing in the background? So I need to switch my music. It auto-played an Obito AMV. A good Obito AMV, don't get me wrong, but I don't know why it's playing in the background of my stream. Why is my music broken? Chat, my motherfucking music. It's quiet. What the fuck? YouTube's been real weird for me. I don't know if it's been weird for you guys, but recently, like, there's a 50-50 shot at any moment that the video I'm trying to play will load. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, no, it's... The general kind of advice you always get when you do content creation, right, is target a niche, right? You got to target an audience and hammer into that audience, and that's kind of how you kind of carve an audience out for yourself, and that works on the agency side as well. And I think that's kind of what's slowly going to happen, is indie VTubers are kind of just falling into generic streamers, if that makes sense, where the whole notion of like a VTuber community or whatever is kind of fallen more into like VTubers are just a different type of Twitch streamer, and so now you have VTubers interacting a lot more and also flipping a lot more back and forth between like doing face cam streams and not. So I think you're going to have that, and then you're going to have like the NSFW agency. You're going to have like the agent, like, because there's a unique vibe that you only get from agency VTubing, right? Like the FaZe and the Brave Group companies and whatnot. And I think that'll stick around, but I think this sort of like middle ground we're in is going to fall out. Because, I don't know, man. You see a lot of agencies start up, but how many of them really like hit big, you know? I've seen so many agencies debut this year, and not one of them really, outside of, well, Veeler was last year, but none of them have really like left a mark. Variance is the only one I've saw that had like promise, where I was like, they might do all right, based on how hyped people were in the chat for them and stuff. But VTubing's weird, man. New VTuber niche, real life streaming, not anime, just human flesh. That's genuinely the new VTuber niche. Like the new VTuber niche, one of the new ones is turning into a flesh tuber. More and more VTubers are doing that, especially in the indie scene, is like transitioning over to their oh, that's actually true. The one for the guys, fuck, what's it called? What do I think about indies making a co-op? I think that could work, but it sometimes gets stressful. The more agency like you try and make the cooperative, the harder it will be to keep together, because you'll inevitably have to make business decisions, and then when you get friendships involved in business decisions, stress happens, conflict happens, and then you end up straining the relationships that the actual content is based on. Where if you're in an agency, the stress happens behind the scenes between like management and the VTubers and whatnot, and that can kind of be hidden a little bit. But if the stress is happening between, the 4 members of a co-op, then the content you're making and the business decisions are both based on the same relationships, and that can be a bit fucky. What was I trying to think of? Was it Avalon? I think it was Avalon, right? The boy group that's doing really well. Avalon's the gen name, isn't it? Hey Elmira, how you going? What's the fuck? Why can I not remember? What? First stage, that's the one. Jesus Christ, I drew a blank. Just watching my recent short. It had just come out, to be fair. Dude, it is so crazy to me. Like, it used to be I post a short and it would get like a few thousand views in a week, and I'd be like, okay, I have time to fix it. If I post it and something's wrong, I'm okay. Now, the moment I post a short, like 10,000 people view it. And it's like, if I fucked up anything, I do not have the opportunity to change it. But first stage is doing well. But again, I think that's because first stage, Avalon, targeted a niche, right? There is a niche for male VTubers who target like the kind of female demographic. We saw that with Luxium. It is a good demographic if you can target it right. And that seems to be what Avalon's doing. And I think that's going to be, that's like the secret to success, I think, for agency VTubing, is that I think so many VTubing agencies come out recently that just do not have a target to hit. Like, they do not have a goal. They do not have a strategy. They're not targeting a niche. They're not really doing anything different or unique in order to hone in on an audience, right? Veeler did that. That's why they succeeded. Avalon did that. That's why they succeeded. FaZe is FaZe. FaZe has been so big and so around. FaZe is kind of hololive in that it's been around for so long and it's so big that it doesn't really need to do that. But I genuinely do think that with how big VTubing is right now and how much content is out there, if you're starting a new agency, you've got to you have to sit down and be like, I mean, this is true for every creator, right? You don't have to. I think it can take the fun out of it if you do it, which is why I don't do it. I kind of accept that I don't really do content creation very well because I stepped away from news tubing, which was my niche, And obviously I took a massive hit to numbers, but I knew that would happen. Owning in on a niche can make your content feel bland and annoying, and you have to follow the same protocols every single time. But it is unfortunately how content works, right? And I think that's why you see so many agencies come out and they give the same generic bullshit goals of like, we want to make a VTuber agency that brings smiles to the world. We want to enhance our talents to make the best content. We want a world where everybody can smile at our cute idols. And it's like, yeah, but what are you doing? Like, what is your actual business strategy? What audience are you targeting? What is your business strategy for success here in this market? And so many of them just do not have one. Their goal is kind of like the average indie streamer, where they're like, I'll just go live, I'll play a game to like a few people, and you know, I'll have fun. And that is perfectly valid and perfectly fine if you're an indie, because you're just there to have fun and make content and blah blah blah, right? It's good. You'll maybe grow, you'll maybe get a little bit of an audience for yourself. You're probably not going to explode, but that's fine, right? But if you're running a business, you're paying people salaries, you're making money, and you're trying to spend money, you need to have a business strategy. Like, you need to succeed. This isn't like a hobbyist venture. People are relying on you for income. They are placing their livelihoods in your hand, and you have obligations to pay them. At that point, you need to actually sit down and be like, okay, how do we succeed? And I feel like, oh, Elmira, thank you for the follow on Twitch. At a certain point, you need to sit down and be like, okay, what are we doing differently? What is our success plan? And so many agencies come out that just don't have one. And it frustrates me. What happened when that happened whenever moon is blue? When are you starting a VTubing company? Absolutely not. I do not have the skills, the interpersonal skills, or the ability to start a VTubing agency. I'd be a horrible VTubing agency owner. I don't have the... I know I'd be bad at it. And I think that's step one, is you have to admit to yourself, am I actually a good fit for this industry? And sometimes, no. Why'd you step away from YouTubing? It got draining. Every week was like 2 hours of yapping about just random stuff, like interpersonal conflicts between VTubers. And then I got dragged into drama, and I realized I don't really... Here's the thing. I found out that I just don't have the mentality that a lot of other YouTubers have to succeed, which is, if you get in controversy, that's just good views, right? You start shit, you're controversial, you post content, you clickbait, you drama farm, right? And if you get into a fight, if you get into drama, that's just more views, that's more eyes on you, and you get blah blah blah, right? I don't like that. It causes me anxiety. Genuinely. Yo, Hufo, thanks for the resub, dude. 15 months, holy shit. I don't like arguing with people. I don't like being in the middle of controversy. I don't like streaming and feeling like it's a hostile place where we're like fighting each other, or people are coming into chat and we're arguing about it. I just don't enjoy it. I don't like fighting on Twitter with people. I don't like, you know, I didn't like having to go through like 3 Google documents a week reading about how one person said this to another person, and that person said this, and then this person said this, and it's like, you could have just figured this out in DMs. You didn't need to bring this to our attention, right? And then I kind of looked around, and it seemed like a lot of the other people in the news tubing scene were just sort of grifters or drama farmers, and I just was like, I'm okay, I'm good. I genuinely, I was like, I just want to sit back and just become a normal streamer, right? Where I stream. Sometimes I'll talk about VTubing stuff, like now, where I talk about VShojo, if it's interesting, if it's big, if it's... Because I'm still interested in VTubers. Fucking jump scare, never saw that coming. But I still am interested in them, and I feel like I know a fair bit, so I can discuss it properly. But I don't have an obligation to. I can just, if I want to, I can just sit here and play Clair Obscur for 10 hours, you know? So it saves me a lot of mental, and it also opens up more content avenues, because as long as this channel is just a news channel, I am like locked in on what content I can make. And I kind of got tired of news content. I tried making long form news contents, and I was like, eh. This way I can kind of make whatever I want, and it's turned the channel into something that I can mold and do fun stuff with, which is good. I don't get in fights with right-wing people on Twitter anymore, which W. Dog, so much of VTubing is right-wing now. It's genuinely like, Two agencies that are friends start a mini-friendly war. They have to compete. different concepts and they do a lot of collabs with their talents. So there's a few agencies that do that. They still get the shorts because the shorts are fun. I like the shorts. The shorts are just me like piecing together bits of info, putting it out there. People find it useful. It takes me not super long. It's like a Sunday and I can bang it out. It is good. It's not draining, but it's still, you know, relating to my interests. Win-win, WW, you know? And then I have the rest of the week to play Clair Obscur and tism about it for 10 hours straight, which is what I did yesterday. VTubing on Twitter is... Ooh. Did you miss hear that? No, it's... I don't really want to get into it because, again, the more I get into it, the more likely it is that I'll get dragged into more drama about it. But there is a weird right-wing under... Like, it's not the majority, but there is, like, is there. It is a bit strange. And it makes me uncomfortable. And it pops up every so often in occasional dramas, and I'm like, oh, I forgot you were here. Pretty sure a lot of the girls spoke out because they said they were safe from NDAs now that VShojo imploded. Is that not the case? I genuinely don't know. I think the case with NDAs a lot of the time is that there's still a period after the company goes under in which you have to uphold the NDA. Like, I don't think if the company goes under, it just immediately goes away, but I think that depends on the explicit writing in the contract, you know? It's American politics. Let's not get into it. It's a bit beyond the scope. I'll leave that as an exercise for the reader. It's a bit beyond the scope of this YouTube live stream. Require VShojo to take legal action. That is true as well. And I think at this point, VShojo is so in the dirt. I can't imagine that they would want to follow up legal proceedings. The issue is that things done under NDA can they can relate to entities that are still around, right? So if you're in VShojo and you do a business dealing with another agency or another company, or there are real names involved of people, right? Just because the company died doesn't necessarily mean that the NDA is now void if the things were done under NDA and they still relate to real people in the real world, right? I'm not a lawyer. I genuinely... I don't know. I have a sister who's a lawyer that sadly did not transfer to me through osmosis. This is just from what I've picked up. But I think just because an agency goes under, just because any company goes under and just dissolves, does not necessarily mean that every NDA signed in under that contract, under that company, is now just immediately null and void. In reality, the chances of a company that's gone under following up on a legal proceeding after they've dissolved is minimal because they're gone. There is no company to follow up. But you could maybe step on the toes of other business partners or individuals in the company if you start breaking, you know. It'd be like if you know, I don't know, Gun Run decided to just leak Iron Mouse's, you know, identity, right? Although that'd be probably covered under doxing anyway. You don't really need a contract for that. Bring Sis Numberland. Which one? I got 2. My sisters are... When NDAs be voided due to crime or contracts are not protected even to that level, NDAs are very... Okay, here's my understanding. NDAs are very, very finicky, case-specific contracts, right? Depending on whether it's between an entity and an entity, an entity and an independent, an independent and an independent, whatever, right? I think if you were going to void it for a crime, the crime would have to be proven, which means the crime would have to be taken to court or settled or whatever. NDAs are very finicky. There's a reason I genuinely think that the majority of NDAs are upheld mainly by the fear of not breaking an NDA. It's the thing in the VTubing scene. There are a lot of VTubers out there that probably have NDAs that they could break with zero consequences because they're written weird, right? Where they don't track, they break. There are some laws that you can't cover under NDA, like you can never compel someone to conceal a crime, right? And there are certainly some NDAs out there that would probably be null and void in the VTubing scene. But I think most VTubers, like myself, are not legally trained. Like, I'm not legally trained. So if you slap them with an NDA, if they have one, they're probably just going to err on the side of caution. If that makes sense. KSK, thank you for the follow. And it is, I mean, it's the ultimate ugly truth of agency VTubing, right? A lot of it is upheld purely through fear. It sucks. It's a really rough truth. But I'm not giving legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. I have genuinely zero legal education. It's just shit I've picked up. Don't fucking judge me as a lawyer, right? Talk to a lawyer if you need one. Jesus Christ. But a lot of VTubing, agency specific, is upheld by people signing contracts that they don't necessarily fully have vetted or understand or have taken to legal advice, and then just kind of being pressured into upholding them because they're scared to follow the other way. Because unfortunately, in the society we live in, and this is me on my Joker arc, the law really only acts in the favor of the person with the most money, because just getting into any sort of legal dispute costs a fuck ton, and you can never be guaranteed to win reparations back and get your money back, which means every time that you take something, every time you try and like fight for your legal rights, you're taking a gamble with money. And a lot of people don't have the money to gamble, and therefore a lot of people who don't necessarily have disposable income will not follow up on legal wrongdoings done against them because they might not think that they can win and they don't want to risk it. It sucks. It's a stupid system. The fact that we tie our ability to have justice done purely into your ability to shell out cash is weird. I get why it happens. Lawyers have to work. Judges have to work. You need a building to do it in. All that shit costs money. I understand it. It's dumb. I don't like it. It's weird. Stream with Zoe hit you hard. That stream with Zoe is still genuinely, I think, probably some of the most insightful information on agency VTubing. If any of you, I don't want to shill my own stream, right? Because that's cringe. But genuinely, if any of you are curious about agency VTubing, I did a collab with Zoe, who used to work with Idol, now Chroma Shift, and Josh, who was like, what was he, CEO, I believe? CEO of Idol. And both of them were very, very knowledgeable. Like, they know the ins of... I know the side knowledge of agency VTubing from having friends in agency VTubing and knowing about agency VTubing and talk, like, you know, but I don't know the ins and outs because I was never there, right? I've never had to sign a contract. Those two know infinitely more about agency VTubing than I do. And so that collab genuinely was probably some of the most insightful knowledge about VTubing. When did this happen? It was like last year sometime, right? It's one of my most popular streams, I believe. And let's see, where's yeah, yapping about agency VTubing with Zoe the manager. It's 4 months ago. Would recommend it. I'm not one to shout out my own shit, but yeah, Zoe's also the Rin Penrose's manager and manager of a few other people. Yeah, but that is what I'd recommend. Again, I'm a dumbass. I don't know shit. I ain't got no real insight into stuff other than what I've picked up from following VTubers for like 3 fucking years and doing news on them. Sounds like a VTuber union is needed. Genuinely though, you're not wrong. The issue with VTubing a lot of the time is that it is such a new form of like working. Is probably most comparable to, like, I get people to say this all the time, like the old machinima content creator things that were around back in like 2008. Do you think Legal Eagle would go into the specifics of VTuber NDAs? If I thought, you know that shoot your shot meme with Steph Curry shooting from the moon? My one of those would be like adding Legal Eagle to be like, hey, do you want to just sit down and like discuss VTubing law with me real quick to see if any of this shit is legal or not? Because I think that would be kind of fun. But I have no connection with Legal Eagle at all. I have zero ins. Also, I think he's kind of preoccupied with the entire American politics system right now. But I think that could be a fun stream. But yeah, so the issue as well is that it's just VTubing as a medium, and agency VTubing specifically, is so new, and so a lot of people getting into it are very young, right? Don't necessarily know how jobs work. I'm not trying to be a dick, a lot of VTubers, especially in agency VTubing, some of them are old, not old, but some of them are like adults that have worked normal jobs. Some of them have not worked normal jobs. Some of them have been streamers basically as their only proper job, right? And so a lot of them are not necessarily aware or don't necessarily read into it, or even if they do, they get told by friendly looking faces that no, this will be fine, just sign it, it was just a formality and everything will be okay. Or they don't follow up on legal advice, or they don't get legal advice because legal advice again is a cost. It's a cost that they have to eat, and maybe they're not in a position to pay that much. And then when you're not in a position to pay that much and the agency you're signing with just goes, oh, don't worry, it's all fine, and everybody in the agency already says, oh, don't worry, it's all fine, and then you sign it and then you get fucked. And there's not a huge amount of protections in place for VTubers because it is an entirely relatively new market, and also the prevalence of NDAs in the scene means that most people are scared to speak out and ask for advice because they feel like they're under NDA. So a lot of the inner workings of these agencies are completely hidden, which means nobody can really cast judgment on them. There's no public influence that can really put pressure on them. They can just do shit behind the scenes, and because of all the NDAs in place, even if they're not valid NDAs, because the people who signed them maybe don't know if they're not valid or don't want to take the risk, a lot of the shit that they're doing stays behind the scenes, and they're able to just be complete fucks and get away with it, right? And nobody really wants to speak up about it because you don't want to be the one person that fucking... It's the eternal issue of VTubing agencies, right? That I've always talked about, of like the talents are always collateral, right? Where if you hurt the agency, you hurt the talent. And if you hurt the talent, you feel bad. And so none of the talents necessarily want to speak out because they don't want to hurt the other talents. And nobody wants to hurt the agency because then you hurt the talents. But the agency is already hurting the talents. And so you're stuck in the body shield fucking hostage situation of we can't hurt the agency without hurting the talents, but the talents are the people we want to hurt the agency for anyway, and therefore we're stuck. We can't do shit. And that sucks. And because of NDAs, we don't even get to see the explicit like contracts and the explicit workings behind the scenes to see if everything's above the board. And so this is how shit gets fucked. And this is why agency VTubing leaves a kind of sour taste in my mouth, because it takes people that are talented and are creative and can probably succeed on their own and kind of puts them in chains and then milks them for cash. With the exception of the ones I spoke about earlier, who I do think do it genuinely kind of well. But yeah, that's kind of why I've went off agency VTubing as a medium. I just can't, I struggle to trust it anymore, because I've seen so many agencies that I once loved and trusted and thought were really good. And it turns out that behind the scenes, they're actually fucking horrible. And you just don't know because nobody can tell you because it's all under lock and key. And I've just gotten to the point where it's like, if it's a VTuber agency, I just inherently, I'm like, I'm just going to not get my hopes up. I would rather watch an indie. I would rather be in a fan base of an indie. You know? Because at least that way I know that if something happens, they can be completely frankly honest with me, you know? Like the Nimi thing. The Nimi thing was good news that she could be open about and talk to us about and like share, you know? And that's fucking cool. And I don't think that everybody should have to say that about themselves. I don't think everybody should have to like reveal when they're getting married or blah, blah, blah. But I think it's very nice that as an indie, you have the freedom to just be like, yeah, I'm just going to share this with my community. And dude, I was so scared when that announcement happened that there'd be some weird incel backlash. Genuinely, outside of some fucking weird like incel parts of the community, pretty much everybody I saw was fucking happy for her and like gassed her up and cheered her on and thought it was cool. And I love that. And I think that it's a good, I feel like it's, I don't know how we got to this point. And again, I think it's because of the sort of the GFE, and I've talked before about how I think GFE audiences and unicorn audiences are sort of infectious, in that if you have a unicorn audience or you have a GFE audience and you interact with another person, your audience kind of latches onto them and the same expectations and standards kind of follow, and it spreads like a weird virus until somebody puts their foot down and goes, hey, fuck off. But I think it's cool that that has shifted from being a major taboo of having a boyfriend or having a husband or having blah 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 whatever, right? A unicorn audience, like the people that think that female VTubers should never interact with males, should never do male collabs, should never hang out with males, should never talk about men, should never talk about having boyfriends, right? And that they sort of project themselves into the lives of the women and be like, no, you can't, because you can't touch another man because it's fucking cringe. And it's what a lot of VTubers pander to, unfortunately. It's where a lot of the big donations and stuff come from, is pandering to like mentally unhealthy, clingy men. I'm sorry, it is unfortunately the reality. And hey, if both parties consent in that and both parties are cool with it, fucking send it. I ain't gonna sit here and get in between you and your Oshi. But it does sort of infect the rest of the community a little bit. Yo, Koira, thank you for the follow. And I think it's good that, at least for the majority of the community, that's kind of shifting. And most people don't care. It's kind of become realizing that, I think as VTubing has become more mainstream and as more less chronically online people have kind of come into it, it's become less normalized and people are a lot more chill about it. I mean, fucking Vex has a husband. People love that. VTubers have started tweeting about like going on dates and like actually like going out to be in the dating pool and talking about relationships, and the general consensus is like, that's cool, it's interesting. Like, relationships are a big part of life. Statistically, and I'm sorry if I break anybody's hearts with this, unicorns, please cover your ears, this may hurt. Statistically, with most VTubers being like mid-20s, late 20s sometimes, and generally, functioning people, not functioning because they're VTubers, but like they are alive. I hate to break it to you, the majority of them are maybe not dating, they maybe don't have a significant other, but they're probably in the dating pool. They're probably going on dates, they're probably interested in others. Outside of the small number that are like asexual or aromantic, which is completely valid, a lot of them are probably in relationships. A lot of them are probably looking for relationships. A lot of them are probably dating or hooking up or fucking attending orgies. I don't know. But like, that's just the nature of being in your 20s, right? And that's fine. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But I think we kind of had this whole moment where VTubing was so agency focused and so GFE unicorn pilled that any VTuber was scared to talk about it because it felt like a pressure. And now it feels like that's kind of lessening a little bit and people are a lot more willing to be more open, which I think W. Not the VTuber orgy again. Heavenly's gonna get me into that fucking orgy, I know. Hey, if the unicorns want a streamer to pretend to be their girlfriend and the streamer wants to pretend to be their girlfriend, that's fine. Fucking send it, dude. I ain't gonna sit here and be like, isn't there somebody you forgot to ask? Like, Jesus, getting in between. Like, fucking two consenting adults want to do that, fucking whatever, right? Not my business. As long as it isn't, like, infecting the rest of the community. Like, don't take that shit and project it onto everybody else and be like, no, everybody else has to follow these same rules, you know? You're saying you have a shot at dating someone? Hey, I've been open. I'm straight. I'm the only straight man in the VTubing community. I'm just bitchless. It's nothing to do with me scared of scaring off the unicorns. I'm just not great with people. I ain't got that riz in me. I'm so sorry. It sounds like you need a wingman. God. Who would I ask? All my fucking friends are VTuber fans. They also have equally zero game. Is it... Am I going to ask for, like, girl advice? Bree? Am I going to hit up Bree and be like, hey, how do you speak to women? You think Bree's going to know? Missy's cum in a cup? Heavenly? I could ask Heavenly. Heavenly might... He might have game. That is true. Is Heavenly the most rizful? Respectful? Is he... Does he have the most riz out of anyone I know? Oh no. Just don't ask Evan? Oh fuck no. God. Asking Evan would somehow put even bigger debuff on my dating life, which shouldn't be possible because my dating life is 0, but like it would go into the negative. I think I would turn gay. No, because I'd be speaking to Evan and that would turn anyone straight. Fuck. I think I would turn asexual. Ask Lopi? You think she knows anything about... Sorry, that's just really funny. Can you imagine the advice I would get from those two about fucking dating? Jesus Christ. What a weird tangent we've gone down. You know, that's what happens. I'm Mr. Tangent. I just go off on weird tangents. It's 11:52. The connection is about to flip over. Wait, the Wordle and connections. We're gonna miss it. We can keep yapping about shit. Hang on, give me a second. Haven't got a GF? Yeah, I know. And that motherfucker will not stop tweeting about it for 2 seconds. Have you seen his tweets? Mr. Evanito? Have you seen them? Bro got one girlfriend and suddenly it's his entire personality. It concerns me. He needs to touch grass. Where is... Okay. Sorry. I don't want to miss the Wordle of tomorrow, so we're doing the Wordle of today really, really quick. I guess it was a really big of a deal to him. Who's Evan? Evanito, friend of mine. Well, kind of friend. I stayed at his house for a while. He's actually kind of chill, but like, you know. I will never stop making fun of him for being the biggest simp I've ever met. No, that's double C. Chelk. Is Chelk a word? No. Turk. Fuck. Cheek. Fuck. There's gotta be a word here. Chalk. That works. Oh. That doesn't have an E in it, but... Okay, so it's probably... Wait. H-E-L-T? What goes before... Fuel. No. Thol? That is a word. What the fuck is this? Hole. W. Really don't want to break that word streak. It was going to cross over to tomorrow. I can't miss today. It's important. Also the mini. Ah, my eyes. Sorry. Courtroom prosecutors for short. Jury? Fails to mention. Omit? No. Finish the season on a hot streak. Binged. Subtle distinction. Nuance? C1 down. Oh god. With 10 across completely and utterly. UBN? Oh god. There is no... Grab from the grill with a gripper. I don't think binged is right. This is because this has got to be tong, right? The grippers. Vietnamese New Year? Oh fuck. I remember the bow. Wait, hang on. I remember the bow drama about this. I'm trying to connect it to VTuber drama. This is so bad. Mount where Moses received the 10 Commandments. Oh fuck me, I don't know. Love in French. I thought it was amour. Amour? Courtroom prosecutors. Fails to mention. It is omit. Does omit have 2 T's? Huh. Finish season. There is no... Vietnamese New Year. Wait, what is 10 across? Completely and utterly moon rig. Courtroom prosecutors. Judge. Is it like the DAA or something? What is Mount Sinai? Good call. Completely and utterly right? Wait, finish the season on a hot streak. What? Vietnamese New Year, I don't know. Is this T? Courtroom prosecutors. Hot streak. Finish the season like chili pepper or there is no. Oh, it's omits, right? Oh, there is no such thing. And this has to be right. What the fuck? It bone out? TAS, DAS. What is Vietnamese New Year? Fuck. This is hard. Is it T? Oh, it is T, isn't it? And that has to be T. Completely and utterly born right? Oh, downright. It wasn't completely and utterly something. It was another word for completely and utterly, which is downright. I see. That was a bad show. That's fine. We do connections. We recover ourselves. We did it. Thank you for advertising Nintendo Switch Lite to me. Very important. Groups of 4. These ones are, I don't know what the DAs, like the DA's office, district attorney. Fuck, that's dumb. Piece of cake, child's play, elementary, no sweat. It's just easy. No? Okay, it's not elementary. Piece of cake, child's play, no sweat. Oh, it's just easy. Okay. Nothing to it. Elementary school. Grammar school, grade school, primary school. Halloween party. No. Tailgate. Okay, hearts. Zoom in. Oh, sorry. There you go. A picnic, block party, magic show, festival are all like attractions. No. One away though. Close. Maybe not picnic. Festival, magic show, block party. Halloween? Or like things. Tailgate's not a party, is it? I thought tailgate was like what you do behind another driver on the road. Oh wait, these are card games. Isn't Picnic's a card game? Hearts is a card game. Con game is like... Tailgate party is an American football thing. Oh, okay, then it's probably Festival, Magic Show, Block Party, Tailgate then, right? No. That's also one away. Maybe not Magic Show? Halloween then? Which would mean it'd be Picnic, Hearts, Con Game, Magic Show as card games, right? That makes sense to me. Things you can do with cards. No? Hang on. Outdoor events associated with tricks. Associated with tricks? Hang on. Block party, festival, picnic, tailgate. You must do tricks on it. And by it, I mean my dick. Get the fuck out of here. That's dumb. Stupid. Boo. Get a better puzzle. Inch by inch, row by row is what I do to your mother. Moss? No. Inch by inch? Like ruler? Row by row. Gut. Gurp. Purge. Beaver. No, fuck. Okay. Inch by inch, row by row. Is it like rowing, like a rowing boat? In which case, maybe like oars or... Oh, you guys can't see the full thing. Hang on, let me... Better? Sorry. Slice? Where the fuck is slice? Slay. Slibe. Is it gonna be inch by inch, row by row? Date? Worn? I'm trying to think what the hint could allude to, you know? Stew. Is that like measurement or like garden? Like shovel maybe I should be looking for, or trowel? Grow. Oh. Wait, grow was in there. I'm a grower, not a shower. Is it like plants? So like... Do I'm updating sheep? Yeah, go for it. Shear, maybe? It's not warg. Grow. Like plant. Is plant in here? Garden. Oh. That means it's probably to do with it. That's probably this spanogram. So it's gonna be something to do with in the garden. Which, oh, prune. No, not prune. Or pruned, maybe? No. Okay. Do you miss any drama? Oh yeah, VShojo died. Did you not know, Joelogs? VShojo is dead. Grow increases in size. Is that what it is? Like things... No, because garden's in here. Where did you see trim? I'm surprised prune isn't on here despite being on the board. You live under a rock? That's more than under a rock. That's... Oh, oh yeah, sprout. It's just gonna be like euphemisms for grow. Yeah, garden. It's got to be garden. Something garden. Wait, vegetable. What? Oh wait, vegetable garden. That's a weird spanogram. Feed. Deep. Bed. One managed to escape the farm. We were on a search for 6 hours before we found her in the forest. Ooh, I'm glad you've got her at least. That's W. Nope. What are other like vegetable garden? Like grow. Sprout. Lie bed. Lily bed? Something bed, right? It's got to be something bed. Flower bed? There's no R. Pros. Shit. Blossom? Is it literally just words for like... It is, okay. Is it literally just words for... Is it ripen going to be in here then? Yeah. Seed. Seed is not a word for grow. Thevsa. Thrives? No. The fuck is this? Oh, harvest. Wahoo, we did it! It's the oldest suit we have, so I was panicking. She's 10 years old now. It's good you found her. That would have been rough. But you got her. Yeah, you want to do the Pokédoll? We can do the Pokédoll. Just run the Pokédoll. Hop on Pokédoll. Never mind, Pokédoll's dead. What is happening? Pokédoll? My beloved? My darling baby girl? My little man? My little guy? Where's my Pokédoll? Who the fuck took my Pokédoll? Never mind, it's fine. We're good. What happened to the card? Whatever. Why is it... Oh god, it is... Something is wrong with it. Okay, there we go. The GUI was not happy. Golem. We always start with Golem. Okay, then we go Zubat. Wait, no. Yeah, now we go Zubat. Poison Flood. Fuck. Okay, it's a start. It's a 1. Stage 1. Let's do something with 2 types. Stage 1. Not in cave, not in the mountain. Let's do like an urban. Let's run a flying normal. Let's hit them with a Pidgey. Not in the forest. Brown or yellow is right. Not in the forest. Pikachu's in the forest. Is it going to be urban? Let's try Drowsy. It is psychic. Psychic, brown, yellow. Okay, my thought is Abra then. Oh. Pog. It's only Gen 1, I'm sorry. I don't know why they don't add the later gens. Is that Teddy Ursa? No, it can't be Teddy Ursa. Teddy Ursa is not in Gen 1. Is that Tentacle? What the fuck is that? I mean, I can zoom in for you guys. Weedle? Caterpie? No, is that a Magnemite? That looks like one big eye. How's my summer going? It's good. It's not as warm as it was, which is good. You think Seal? No. That looks like a Magnemite to me. I'm trying to tilt my head. Smeargle? No, I don't think Smeargle's in this gen. Geodude? No. Krabby? No. Normally I'd have got it by now. It looks like Celebi in the corner, but I think we're looking for the thing in the middle. It doesn't... Oh, it would be a water type, right? Because the card is blue. Good call. I don't even normally think about that. I don't think it's... I'll try Dugong, but... Oh, it is Dugong. How the fuck is that Dugong? Oh, I was looking at entirely the wrong place. Dude, I was looking at, like, the brown part. I thought it was like a brown... Oh, that is Celebi in the corner. Alright, catch you later, Lee. You were half right. You were close. Incredible acceleration. It reaches its top speed of 150 miles per hour after running just 10 steps. Jolteon? No. Rapidash is a good call. Good fucking call, Weary. What is the silhouette going to be? That is a... I thought it was... Is that a Gloom? Yeah. We win. We did it. Good job, guys. We beat our daily quizzes. Everybody give yourself a round of applause. I'm proud of you. Are you proud of you? You proud of yourself? You should be. Love yourself. Now. We did our puzzles. We got them done. Ugh. Big stretch. Big man Blastoise. Big man Blastoise. Big man Blastoise. Big man Blastoise. Let's turn in now. All good, Weary. I'm still tossing up in my head whether I call stream here and we clear Obscur tomorrow, or if I just run clear Obscur now. Part of me wants to run clear Obscur. I'm not gonna lie. But part of me knows this is like the worst time for me to stream because everybody is like going to bed. Like, it is EP time for everybody. I think this is genuine, like... Reslick's gonna have a stroke. Well, what he does in his own private time is none of my business. It's midnight for me. I'm fine though, because I woke up like 6 hours ago, so I'm good. I'm fine for sleep. I'm not tired, which is why I'm debating playing Clair. But also, because I have theories. Have I eaten? I had a couple granola bars before stream. I'm fine. I had theories, right? Because I was thinking, right? I was thinking over the lore, because obviously I got distracted by a certain couple of rabbits. Yesterday when I was playing, right? So I sat down and I was speaking to one of the rabbits about like the lore. They didn't spoil anything, don't worry. But I had like a brain wave, right? Because I've said before, I feel like there's something up with one of the companions, right? We're going to have some sort of bullshit happen. One of them's going to die. One of them's going to be a skinwalker. One of them's going to betray us, right? And so, my current theory, I had a brain wave. I had this sort of thing pop up of the main guy, the main character that we play. He doesn't have a skill tree. He doesn't have skills branching off from his main path, right? He only has the main skills, and his weapons don't get upgrades at really high levels. So my thought process was, what if the reason he doesn't have skills and the reason his weapons don't have levels is because you don't use him late game? Therefore, what if main character dies? Hot theory. What if they just fucking murk the main character? Right? And then I was like, normally an RPG wouldn't do that, because if they murk the main character, I've invested in this bitch. I dumped all of my like Lumina point tokens on him. I would be so mad. So I don't know if they'll do it, because it would like remove all your point investment and your XP, which would probably piss off a lot of the player base. It would piss off me if it happens. I'm gonna be mad. So that's my current thought process, is that like maybe he dies. My other theory, right? My other thought process is, so okay, in my head it's kind of already confirmed that the Paintress is not going to be the final boss of the game, because in every fucking Souls-like game it's never the boss of the game. You never have the final boss of the game be the person, the thing that you think is going to be the final boss at the beginning. There's always some bullshit after it, right? So my current thought process is that what if he becomes evil? You know, whereas like I can still see messages that you delete. Oh, none of us know what's... I don't think that's a spoiler. I don't think Flawed is also played. So my current thought process is this, right? The Paintress... Because, okay, sorry, I need to like organize my ADHD thoughts. I don't have ADHD, but they feel like it sometimes. We had the fucking fracture, right? Where we got dropped in the ocean in our island, and the only other thing seemingly seems to be the Paintress Island, right? Theoretically, if there was another world, if the rest of the world was still out there, we would go to it, correct? Which means either something is stopping us from just sailing away and going to the rest of the world, or the rest of the world is gone, right? So either we've been dropped in a different planet, or the rest of the planet is just destroyed. So my current working theory, when you get Thanos snapped, you get taken over to the other island, they get turned into one of her paintings, right? That's what we've kind of established with the previous boss fight. You get turned into one of her paintings. And when the thing counting down, either she's using energy, she's like taking energy from the people that she Thanos snaps. I don't know what it is. I think the Paintress is actively maybe trying to prevent the world from getting worse, maybe trying to protect the remaining people from the fracture, right? And so that's why she's actually not evil, and she's working for like a greater good. And that's why the first guy that we saw, the guy that was clearly from like an old expedition, is defending her, because I think he got through to the Paintress in that first expedition. I think he may be from the first, which would make him fucking old as shit, but it's like a JRPG almost, so it would make sense, right? So I think he maybe got through to the paintress, right? And spoke to her, and she told him this, and he flipped sides. And that's why after him, there have been no successful expeditions, because every single one he's killed. Right? So that's why, because we only ever had one success, like moderately successful expedition, and after that one, everyone died. I think that's why. Which would mean the paintress is actually working for the greater good. And I think we're gonna get to the paintress, and she's gonna be like, if you kill me, the world will fall into chaos, like typical Dark Souls shit. And that's gonna be the twist at the end, I think. That's my current theory. I have no idea how my theory about the main character works into this. I don't know if he's gonna die, or if he's just gonna go through some sort of like change. But I think something's gonna happen. Bonnie New Model, wasn't that last week? The curator guy is weird. But the curator guy is related to that, like, that little kid that we saw. I think maybe the curator and the little kid are, like, maybe vestiges of the world before, like, people who lived in the world before now. I don't know. I'm unaware. It was, like, yesterday? Huh. She's live. Hang on. Wait, let me pull up Bonnie's stream. Oh, dang.
I mean, it's fine when the ship...
Dang, she got that belt on. She be belting it. Oh, good to hear what you're cooking. I've got theories, bro. I got theories on theories. I'm excited to see them all get proven wrong. I think that'll be funny. But that's my current theory about the plot of Clair. I really want to play more of Clair. Do you know anything about Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity? Because I could see them pulling something they did to one of the characters on Gustav. I don't know anything about Hyrule Warriors, but... I want to play Clair. 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 What if I don't put up a schedule tomorrow and I just say we're Clair Gaming, and then I just go live in the middle of the day and I just start playing Clair, and then I just don't stop playing Clair, and we do like a Clair subathon? But it's not a subathon because I'm not asking for donations. Don't give me money. Instead, it's just me willingly choosing to never end stream to play Clair Obscur. I think that would be funny. I tell you what. It's 12 a.m. right now. Now I want to give you money because you said not to. Don't you dare, I have work. See, that's my thing, is that I'm torn between... I know that you guys... I know some of you guys really, really like watching Clair Obscur, and so I don't want to stream it when you can't watch it, but I also just want to play it all the time, and that means that I just feel like I want to boot it up, you know? And I'm torn. Also, if I do it on this stream, that means people will be like... People who maybe are waiting for Clair might not have clicked in because it's a chatting stream and I didn't advertise it. You know? Okay, chat, wait, what about... Okay, what about an agreement, right? What if we go to Clair, I don't make any progress? What if I double back and do some of the stuff that I missed? Because I missed some stuff, right? Like I didn't do, like, apparently I missed like a boss fight, and I missed one of the NPCs and stuff. What if I just put it up and we just run it back and we just go and explore some of the old areas that we haven't done yet? I'm taking that as permission to put up Clair. Can I switch stream rooms though? Like how does that work? Can I be, okay, actually, do you want to just experiment, chat? I've never tried to switch stream rooms mid-stream, and I'm curious how this works. How? Okay, let's see how this works. Because I don't know how it works. But I think it'll be funny to try. Okay. Just because I know there are VOD watchers and I want it to be you know, easy for them to see, like, oh, this is where the Clair continued. Damn. I like that it makes me reply to you to tell you you're a little bitch. Oh, it worked. Okay. Go live. That's the music on. We're sitting in silence, chat. Everybody have a moment of quiet. Okay, we're reusing the Clair Obscur. Post yap Clair Obscur. We're going to set it to be live right now. Done. Okay. And then, okay. If I go to like restream channels, and what if I just change the category? Okay. First of all, I'm going to end, wait, no, okay. Let's set the redirect on YouTube to just go to the post yap Clair. So that's going to send you guys to the waiting room, right? I don't know if I, like, can I end? Can I just switch across? How does this work? Okay, I don't know what will happen when I do this. It might just end the stream. Godspeed, YouTube chat. Oh. Okay. Are we still here? Are we still here? We're still here, but I switched channels. Is it live on the new waiting room as well? Wait, let me raid into the new waiting room. Let's see what this does.